start the Local Agency Formation Commission LAFCO meeting of August 5th. It is 5:30, and we have some members here in the chambers appropriately distanced and some members on the phone. So we'll do a roll call and we have some announcements as well.
Great, thank you. Commissioner Liebig?
Here.
Little? Here. Ashby?
Here.
Frost?
Here.
And then Aquino?
Here.
Jones?
Here.
Susan Peters, are you there? Not there yet.
Okay.
Thank you, we have a quorum.
All right, I'm sure she will be joining us soon. Would you like to do announcements first or the pledge first? Pledge? All right. Supervisor Frost, would you help us out?
Oh yes, please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We'll do a couple of announcements here and then we'll get started.
Okay. First, we have the meeting of the Local Agency Formation Commission is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the Local Government Affairs channel on Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T Uverse. This meeting is also webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting will be repeated Monday, August 10th at 9 a.m. and Tuesday, August 11th at 7 p.m. on Channel 14. This meeting is closed caption, and we ask that you would please turn off any cell phone or noise-making devices. And the second announcement is, in compliance with the directives of the county, state, and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this meeting is live streamed and closed to the public. Temporary procedures are subject to change pursuant to the guidelines related to the social distancing and minimizing person-to-person contact. To make a verbal comment at today's meeting, dial 916-875-2500 and follow the prompts to be placed in queue for a specific agenda item or off-agenda matter.
Let's repeat that number slower one more time.
Okay. Area code 916-875-2500, and then follow the prompts. When the chair opens public comment for a specific agenda item or off-agenda matter, callers will be transferred from the queue into the meeting to make a verbal comment. Written comments are also accepted. Send your email comment to boardclerk@saccounty.net. Your comment will be routed to the board and filed in the record.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure folks get that phone number because that's the way that they can comment with us. Would also like to note that Supervisor Susan Peters is on the line now and has joined us. So please mark her as present.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so our first item up here, let's get started, is the consent calendar, I think.
Correct. Items 1 through 3?
Yep. Anything to note for the record on those, Madam Clerk?
No.
Madam,
No
this
changes.
is Gay Jones. I move consent.
Second.
All right, moved by Commissioner Jones and seconded by Commissioner Frost. That's items 1 through 3 on the consent calendar. I think we're taking a roll call vote, as is procedure, I think, for these COVID meetings.
Correct. And I'll call your name, and if you could just say yes or no. Commissioner Liebig?
Yes.
Little? Yes. Ashby?
Yes.
Frost?
Yes.
Aquino?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
And Peters?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passed.
Great, thank you very much. Then we have one business item. This is the Cal LAFCO Board of Directors election. Here we have an opportunity to nominate one of our members from a particular category. I understand that Commissioner Frost would like to speak on this item.
Yes, I would like to thank Commissioner Jones for all the time that she has served on Cal LavCo, and assuming no one else is interested in that position, I would like to nominate Gay Jones.
Second.
All right. Any other comments on that item? Our members on the phone have any comments? If not, we'll take a vote. All right, we are moving forward with Commissioner Jones as our nominee. That nomination made by Commissioner Frost and seconded by Commissioner Liebig. So we'll do a roll call vote.
Commissioner Liebig,
Yes.
Little, Ashby,
Yes.
Frost,
Yes.
Aquino,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
and Peters.
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. All in favor?
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Jones, for continuing to represent LAFCO in so many capacities. We're really grateful for your dedication to this agency. Makes a big difference. All right.
Thank
Ron-
you very much, Madam Chair. I appreciate your support, and it has been a challenging year. Quick announcement that we are planning to have our annual conference over a 2-day teleconferencing situation, and the plan is to have it complimentary to all LAFCO commissioners and staff.
That's great. You keep us posted on that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We really do appreciate you. It's a big commitment, and you've been great for Sacramento, so thank you. All right, moving on to public hearing items. We have one item here. Mr. Lockhart, you want to walk us through this Citrus Heights Water District item?
Sir. The item before the commission this evening is a reorganization. It consists of annexation of various properties as well as detachment of various properties. In many ways, while complex, it is a straightforward housekeeping exercise on behalf of the district. Your staff at LAFCO has been working with the district to cross T's and dot I's on this matter. The parcels, and it's not unusual over the course of history of a district such as Citrus Heights, which began as Citrus Heights Irrigation District, lowly populated area. Over the course of time, as suburbanization occurred, various parties, various ranches were divided, perhaps not always by statute of, many of them predating the statute of subdivision map back to the, passed by the state in the mid-70s. So as technology progresses, for mapping in particular, such as through satellite imagery and when it can be applied on the face of the earth with geographic information systems, clarity was really introduced to where is the boundary of service, who is within that boundary, and receiving service has been brought through the process that the district has to qualify for that service, as opposed to having a fairly informal means of getting service over the course of time. So the project itself is around 250, give or take, different parcels. The district did undertake a parcel-by-parcel analysis of who's within the district, who's went through the process of filing for inclusion, filing for, and more importantly, paying all the related services, extension fees, infrastructure, as well as connection fees. Many of these folks have been paying their monthly bills, but they're just, this is more of a cleanup, as I said. So the majority of this reorganization is annexations of parcels that are already either vacant within the district service boundary or developed largely with single-family homes for the most part, or institutional uses, which in the past, the practice of the district was not to bring those in for formal service arrangements. So if you're in the service area, as a result of this reorganization, the district is, you will be officially, by the actions of the commission, annexed into the district. There's still another step to go through where those landowners have to work with the district directly to qualify for direct service connection or to refine their existing service arrangements. There may be a standard with water meters or others. There are also some private wells that maybe it's time to step away from that and into a municipal system. On the periphery of the district, there's a good portion of I-80 that travels on the northwest side. That's primarily in Placer County. This is, I should mention, Citrus Heights Water District is within both Sacramento County and Placer County. And again, not unusual. The principal county is determined by assessed valuation of the overall district, and the majority of the properties within the district are within Sacramento County. We have coordinated with the Placer County LAFCO. They've been cooperative and very supportive in giving us the information we need and also helping us to navigate their systems, their personnel, their assessors' offices, and others who have also been very responsive. So we do appreciate that partnership. The proposal will be taking some parcels within Placer County out of the district. They're not presently being served as right-of-way for the I-80 highway. They're not likely to be developed. There are some of those that are, I should correct myself, the Caltrans truck stop on A80 is being served presently, but it's being served by private company, Cal American Water Company. So that arrangement, no existing arrangements for these parcels, 14, 15 parcels being proposed for detachment. Some of them being served by variously San Juan Water District or CalAm, or in some cases, City of Roseville. All of those arrangements will continue. None of those service providers, when contacted by both the district and the commission and LAFCO, nobody raised any objections to this detachment. It'll, again, essentially just allow the recipient of the service to more clearly understand who they need to call in the event they need services. So those parcels are being detached. Because Citrus Heights Water District is a fee-based enterprise district, they don't receive any property tax. There is no property tax exchange agreement that has to be negotiated. No land use jurisdiction issues between Sacramento County's oversight, City of Citrus Heights, City of Roseville, or Placer County's oversight. All of their general plan and zoning still remains in place, and going forward, they will still have the land use jurisdiction. So the recommendation is that your commission act to approve this project as proposed. It would also I would recommend that you defer to myself as your executive officer to complete the conducting authority. Obviously, there's more than 12 registered voters here, so we will have to have a conducting authority hearing at the close of the 30-day reconsideration period, so that'll be sometime after 30 days from today. We'll report back on the outcome of that conducting authority protest hearing. I would share with the commission we are working through the opportunities and challenges offered by having a conducting authority meeting that requires in-person protest, right of protest, and no in-person participation is permitted by the aforementioned various criteria of state, federal, and local. So we'll get that squared away. I do want to let you know that this meeting is being attended virtually by the Citrus Heights Water District team led by Missy Pieri. They are available by phone to answer any questions, any details you might have. With that, I'd be happy to, that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Supervisor Frost, did you have any comment on this? Okay, what do you need from us today?
The adoption of the resolution would accept the notice of exemption prepared by Citrus Heights Water District.
Right.
It would approve the reorganization as proposed and also designate the conducting authority to be held with the executive officer.
Okay, so I would entertain a motion to move that staff recommendation forward. Moved by Commissioner Little. seconded by Commissioner Liebig. All right, we'll do a roll call vote unless there are any comments. Sorry, Mike.
One quick comment. We have no one on the line for public comment.
Okay.
With that, we'll start the roll call. Commissioner.
Just really quick before you take the roll call, any comments from my colleagues? No. Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. Commissioner Liebig,
Yes?
Little, Ashby,
Yes.
Frost,
Yes.
Aquino,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Peters.
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor?
Great, thank you. Then we just are here on our last item. If there are any questions or announcements, we already got our announcement from Ms. Jones about the upcoming conference that she'll share more details with us on. Mr. Lockhart, do you have any announcements?
Just quickly for the benefit of the commission and the public, we anticipate a meeting of the commission in September. Can't tell you how the format it's going to be in, but we will adapt accordingly. We're getting great support from the Board of Supervisors Clerk's office. Is indispensable, so we appreciate that standing by. We've been requested at staff level, I've discussed it with legal counsel, Sacramento Regional County Sanitation District is working on a project for recycled irrigation water in the South County that would necessitate them changing their boundaries. It's a fairly complex project, and they'd like to kind of have a workshop with no decision-making necessary before the commission in September to get some feedback from the commission on the level of order of magnitude of the environmental analysis that you would be comfortable with as a commission.
I would just say put anything like that, as far out in the year as we can, because it's better if we can have people join us in the audience. So we, to the best of our ability, we're all on all of our respective boards, committees, councils, commissions, trying our best, but this is not the ideal process for public input and sharing of thoughts and ideas. It's cumbersome when there are people on the phone and some on video, so definitely want to do it for them, but I think if they don't need it until next February, we should push that out a way, see if we can get out, if we can get to a better space.
I appreciate that, and I do think that your way of laying that out is very effective for me. It reminds me that there's some time sensitivity for the district as they're trying to scope out their CEQA, and they would like to be able to get a sense of which direction to go. There's various paths of addendums, previously certified EIRs, new EIRs.
All right.
So
I would just ask that you do the best you can to advise them as executive officer and bring them to us in a format that works
Sure.
for everyone and isn't just us gathering for the sake of gathering, because it's
absolutely.
it's a difficult time. We're all doing the best we can, and we're facing big decisions in our respective jurisdictions. So make sure we prioritize appropriately.
Absolutely, I'll pass that along.
All right.
And they're going to adjust their schedule. I'd also want to let the commission and the public know that the Del Paso Manor Water District, we've been talking about them a little bit. They have recently brought on board a new full-time general manager. He started in June, I believe, and he has given me his first cut at their municipal services review. So that will be going through process, and we'll be bringing that to you in the fall as well.
All right.
That concludes it. I have nothing else.
Okay, very good. We appreciate you and the hard work of staff, and even though things are challenging right now, that stuff needs to move forward, so we want to do the best we can to make ourselves available. Wish all my colleagues health and safety right now. Take good care of yourselves. Wash your hands every 5 minutes. All right, that's it for us today. Any other announcements or comments from my colleagues? Then we'll call it a meeting. Thank you.